Well, hello. It's awful outside. Let's do an alien landscape because it's kind of like comfort food for me, so I'm going to do that. What kind of activities do you guys do that are comfort activities? Do you know what I mean? Like on the days where it's just ugly outside, you don't want to go anywhere, and nothing really sounds good. What kind of activities do you guys do? I don't really watch TV, so I'm not gonna sit on the couch watching TV. That's not my thing. And I have a restrictive diet for allergy issues, so I'm not gonna eat a lot of the, traditional American comfort foods. I'm not gonna do that. So what I do is stuff like this. This is literally what I like to do as a comfort mechanism. I make a lot of cool art, a little weird stuff. It tends to be alien landscapes. It's kind of my gig. Is what I do. And these are probably my all-time favorite art medium. They're like what? I have a really hard time picking actual favorites because I like so many things. So they're my favorite art sticks. Art stick. But the favorite art supply that comes in a stick form. Maybe that's a better way to put it. But I use these all the time. And the reason why you're seeing so many gaps in the container is because I did a thing very recently where I fully separated out all my art supplies. I separated out anything that is light fast rated enough for my standard. I'm going by the 50-year standard. So things that are 50-year or better rated light fast ways, those I have separated out from everything else so that I can do stuff that is good enough quality-wise to put in a gallery, and I don't have to think about it. I don't have to check every supply. All I have to do is pick from the separated supplies. Those are good to go that I can put into a gallery if I wanted to, or sell the original piece of. And if it's a piece that I don't care, then I can also pick from the other stuff. Hold on. Why is my head popping into this video? We're gonna fight today. Okay. Current Melissa, the voiceover Melissa, and past Melissa are going to fight today. See, the thing is, when I voice over these, it's like I'm talking to past Melissa because I do all these in different days on different schedules and different moods, and we don't get along. The different Melissas from different times don't get along. And I wait for days where I'm a little sassier to do the voiceover because it's a little more fun and it's a little easier on those days. And I am already not very pleased with past Melissa for getting that head in the photo. No, stop it. My dumb little curly head should not be popping up in these videos. I've made a lot of videos already. I'm approaching 100 videos. I shouldn't be doing this anymore. Why? Anyway, back to the Caran crayons. They are so good. I would have a hard time doing a tutorial with these things because they're just so easy to use that the tutorial would literally be put down a basic layer, get it wet, moving around, and then add more layers on top. That would literally be the tutorial. And then if you don't like it, add black on top or something. That's what the tutorial would be. It's a pretty intuitive tool. So you can use it like a crayon. You don't have to get it wet, but I like to. I like that mix of having both. You can have the texture or you can have the smoothness of a gouache. Gouache is new to me, so now I have something to compare it to. I have done a lot of on-the-go sketching with these, and they are delightful to use in that way. Because, you just grab a handful of them, put them in a bag, add a water brush, and then, paper towels to wipe the water brush off on. And that's all you need. You essentially have a solid form of easy-to-use gouache, is essentially what these are. And I love them. I'm going to continue to use them, as I better, because I spent a lot of money on this giant container of them. All the colors. I had to have all of the colors. Anyway, what do you think this multiple moon landscape would be like? Because it's kind of like a night scene. And of course, it's a green sky because I've done 3 or 4 videos now with green skies because for some reason it's sticking in my brain and I can't let it go. Something about green skies seems really, it just needs to be done. It feels that way to me. I don't know why, but I'm gonna keep doing it but the green skies. Maybe I'll put in the cards like the other videos I've done of green skies if y'all want to see them. But oh my goodness, it's a night landscape of green skies with multiple moons. And it seems like kind of a frosty kind of landscape where there's a lot of forests of some kind. Look at the bluish green trees and fog in between the different hills of trees. Surely some of the night owls out there have spent time out in the woods in the moonlight, and how kind of creepy it can kind of be at times. Being in fog, walking through fog is in itself kind of creepy experience. But I guess in this one, if you were on the ground walking, it would be a lot of mist and clouds and that kind of thing. If you were high above, like maybe in one of these strange looking towers, you'd be seeing above all the fog. You'd be able to see the actual skyline, to see all the rays given off by the moons. Maybe this is as light as it gets. Okay, you see, I wasn't happy with where it was going, so I threw a whole bunch of black on top. If you've seen much of my other artwork, I do a lot of really intense dark line work. I like that sort of thing. So sometimes it pops up into the paintings as well. I guess the people here wouldn't need much light to see, because there wouldn't be much light anyway. I don't know. I kind of imagine having to wear very intense sort of footwear because the earth was so unstable and kind of muddy and frozen, a little tundra-ish. Maybe the only places that the plant life lives on is in between the hills, so maybe it's only valley plants. Maybe that's the only place because there's a lot of wind and not much else can really survive on the tundra. Maybe it's a very harsh landscape, a cold and beautiful, but very harsh world to live in, where there's not a lot of light. It's a rough living that you have to eke out of it. Maybe it's more of a mining culture, where these towers are like an all-purpose sort of thing, where people will live in them, but also they will be access to the mines underneath. Maybe it's that sort of thing, and a lot of the food they eat are root vegetables and things like that. Things that have a bit more tolerance to unfriendly weather. I imagine a sort of overwhelming silence in places. There's not much anything, just the loudness of silence. Maybe as a human visitor, you'd need to put on a sort of hat to help you hear the people because they speak psychically, and humans don't. At least we're not very good at it. So maybe we would just need a thing to help us with that handicap. Thank you for hanging out today. I had a good time. Keep your cup full. Bye.